Welcome to the new faculty orientation presentation on classroom management. Our learning targets for this presentation are for you to understand the three components of good classroom management, develop classroom rules that are positive and student-centered, identify and explain the components of the CHAMPS behavior management system, and develop an awareness of different types of teaching styles. There are three basic and necessary components of good classroom management: rigorous instruction, consistent rules and procedures, and developing positive relationships with our students and their families. The first component of good classroom management is rigorous instruction. When planning your instruction, keep in mind Webb's depth of knowledge levels and Bloom's taxonomy. Appropriately challenge and differentiate instruction for all your students so they are engaged. Finally, instruction that is relevant to students keeps them focused as it prepares them for success in college or a career. The next components of good classroom management are your rules and procedures. Classroom rules should be developed cooperatively with your students as the result of a meaningful classroom discussion. This is an invitation for students to describe the class they would like to be a part of and make suggestions. Establish a few general rules of behavior expectation. Rules and consequences should be consistent in the classroom, across the grade level, and throughout the school. Remember, minimum rules with maximum consistency is the best guideline. Now, rules are one thing, procedures are another. Procedures are behavioral expectations set around the following variables: conversation, help, activity, movement, and participation. These are the basic components of the Akron Public Schools behavioral management system, and we will examine them later when we discuss CHAMPS. Procedures are usually unwritten, but have been practiced until students know them. Procedures provide security to students so they know what's expected. Our third component of good classroom management is relationships. Good classroom management actually begins outside the classroom door. So make a point of standing at the door to greet your students as they arrive and to bid them farewell as they leave. The classroom is your home for a great deal of your time. Remember how to greet guests. When standing at the entrance, your physical presence is actually sending essential messages to the students. Your expression, your words, your overall appearance tells students that you are in charge or not, and that you are happy to see them or not as well. Speak to your students using their names and ask a quick question here and there. How did the soccer game go, Bill? How was the party there, birthday girl? Be conversational. The importance of establishing a positive relationship with all students and parents is vital. It is the key to positive behavior and regular attendance. If children like where they are more than likely to come back. Without the foundation of a good relationships, students may struggle. We know that students commonly resist rules and procedures along with the consequences, whether they are positive or negative. Akron Public Schools uses the CHAMPS behavioral management system as the foundation platform. The goals of CHAMPS classroom management is to develop a classroom of students who are respectful, responsible, motivated, and highly engaged in meaningful tasks. The C in CHAMPS acronym stands for conversations. Can students talk to each other during this assignment or activity, or when the transitions are taking place in the classroom? How many students can be involved in a single conversation? The H in CHAMPS stands for help. How do students get their questions answered? How do they get your attention to get help with what they were looking for? The A in CHAMPS stands for activity. What is the task or objective? What is the expected and end product? You must teach your students so they will know what is expected when the activity is given to them. The M in CHAMPS stands for movement. Can students move about? For example, Are they allowed to get up and sharpen a pencil? Can they get up to go to another table? Can they get up and come to you? This must be taught to them. The P stands for participation. What does the expected student behavior look like and sound like in your class? How do students know they are fully participating? If students follow the champ's expectations, they will be successful. One of the first things you'll need to begin to do is develop your own teaching style, a style that will promote responsibility, cooperation, courage, and of course, self-esteem. The teaching style continuum can range from authoritarian teachers known as dictators to democratic teachers known as active teachers to permissive teachers otherwise known as the doormat. The authoritarian teacher often gives vigorous discipline, expects student obedience, and lectures while students listen. Some students are afraid of the authoritarian teacher, and the classroom environment is one of rigid order and strict routine. The permissive teacher is not very involved and places very few demands on students. The permissive classroom environment is chaotic, with very little respect for order and routines. The democratic teacher sets limits while encouraging students' independence, is polite but firm, and nurturing. The democratic teacher guides students rather than leads them. The democratic classroom is often an atmosphere of acceptance and high expectations for students. It is important to know which teacher you are and you want to become more like. Maintaining a student-centered, student-focused teaching style is vital. Congratulations to you, and way to go for choosing Akron Public Schools. We mean that. Thank you for listening and have a great school year. If you are interested in learning more about CHAMPS and classroom management, please contact Student Support Services and Security.